Look, I'm not even sure where to begin with this one. We're sitting here on the last day of 2025, and the Dallas Cowboys just dropped a bomb that has me questioning everything about this franchise's direction. I mean, we're talking about decisions that could reshape the entire identity of this team. And honestly, some of this stuff I saw coming from a mile away, while other parts have me scratching my head. This is about the Cowboys making a statement, and I'm not entirely sure if it's the right one, or if we're about to watch this thing blow up in Jerry's face. What's up, Cowboys? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Cowboys. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the America's team. Alright, let me get straight into the Trevon Diggs situation, because this one genuinely shocked me, even though I knew it was possible. Just 2 years after signing a 5-year, $97 million extension, the Cowboys have released Diggs. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Part of me saw this coming, but another part of me can't believe they actually pulled the trigger on a former first-team All-Pro who once led the entire NFL in interceptions. This is the same guy Jerry Jones called a cornerstone of the defense. Now he's gone, just like that. Let me take you back to what Diggs was supposed to be for this franchise. When Dallas drafted him in the second round of 2020 NFL Draft, nobody expected what happened next. By his second year, the man absolutely took over the league. 11 interceptions in 2021, leading the entire NFL. 21 passes defended, first team All-Pro. For the first time in years, quarterbacks were legitimately scared to throw toward Dallas. Then in 2022, he backed it up with 3 interceptions and 11 passes defended, earning another Pro Bowl selection. Yeah, he gave up some yards, but he made game-changing plays. And in today's NFL, that's what matters. That's why in July of 2023, Dallas rewarded him with that massive extension. At the time, it made total sense. The guy was a ball hawk, a difference maker when healthy. But then, everything fell apart. Just 2 games into the 2023 season, Diggs tore his ACL in practice before Week 3. Season over, just like that. Then fast forward to 2024, and he fights his way back, returns for Week 1, but he clearly wasn't the same player. His coverage grades dropped significantly according to Pro Football Focus. The explosiveness was gone, the ball skills were limited, and you could see the confidence was shaky. Then came the groin injury, the decision to shut him down for surgery on the same knee, missed off-season workouts, missed training camp time, and then a concussion after just 6 games. And here's what really gets me. The Cowboys were already eliminated from the playoffs at that point, yet Diggs returned in Week 16, played every single defensive snap on Christmas against Washington, and just 5 days later, he's released. 5 days. Let that sink in. Now, from a business perspective, I get it. His contract had very little guaranteed money left. Any team that claims him off waivers pays just $472,000 for Week 18. They're not responsible for the remaining $55 million on his deal. The Cowboys clearly decided they no longer trust Diggs' knee to hold up long term, especially for a player whose game relies on explosion and change of direction. But here's where I'm torn. This is a 27-year-old former All-Pro, a ball hawk, a difference maker when healthy. You don't just replace that talent overnight. And let me be real about something else. I don't think this was just about the injuries. There were attitude issues. And yeah, I'm gonna say it. Diggs became a problem in that locker room. Remember earlier in the season when he was all involved in the Michael Parsons saga? That wasn't even his business. He's doing interviews talking about another grown man's contract situation when he should have been focused on his own game. And the Cowboys were probably sitting there thinking, why is this guy with guaranteed money causing distractions when he can't even stay healthy or perform at the level we're paying him for? I saw some stats that said Diggs was the worst cornerback in football when targeted this season. He allowed a passer rating of around 157.2, near perfect 158.3 in 2025, making him one of the worst in the league when targeted. His gambling, ball-hawking approach that made him great in 2021 completely backfired. It led to fewer turnovers and more blown coverages. His body betrayed him, coming off back-to-back knee injuries on both knees with a bone graft on one knee, and people need to understand, that's not a routine procedure. He couldn't turn and run anymore. He was never a burner to begin with, so if he didn't get the jam, receivers could blow right past him, and Diggs couldn't catch up. The Cowboys are sending a message here. They're resetting their defensive identity. They want availability, consistency, less gambling, and more structure. Whether you agree with it or not, this is a massive philosophical shift. And honestly, I'm kind of relieved because the drama around Trevon Diggs was exhausting. This team has been all football with the exception of the Diggs drama, and now that cloud is finally gone. But here's where things get even more interesting, and this ties directly into why the Cowboys made this move. The Matt Eberflus reunion in Dallas has been an absolute disaster. This defense took a step backward in almost every meaningful way. Poor communication, soft zone coverage, no consistency against elite quarterbacks, and far too many late-game collapses. And let's not forget, Jerry Jones didn't exactly help him either. Just 10 days before Week 1, Jerry traded away the defense's best player, leaving Eberflus to patch together a unit that never found its identity. But in the NFL, excuses don't save jobs, and around league circles, the expectation is clear. Matt Eberflus is on his way out. Which brings me to Brian Flores. And man, this is where things get really exciting, because this could be the move that completely changes the trajectory of this defense. Brian Flores is not a hype coach. He's not flashy. He's not trying to be a player's buddy. He's a Belichick disciple through and through, and everywhere he goes, defenses get meaner, smarter, and more disciplined. Look at what he did in Minnesota. He took a middle-of-the-pack defense, installed an aggressive, blitz-heavy scheme, and constantly confused quarterbacks with disguise and pressure. The Vikings defense under Flores finished near the top of the league in blitz rate, third down efficiency, and turnovers forced. That is exactly what Dallas has been missing. This rumor isn't random either. League chatter suggests the Cowboys are firmly in play for Flores if he becomes available, especially if the Vikings fail to lock him up with an extension. And from Dallas's perspective, it makes perfect sense. The defense lacks identity. The roster still has talent. The window with Dak Prescott is right now. Flores brings structure, accountability, and aggression, three things Cowboys fans have been begging for. But here's the elephant in the room. Will Jerry Jones actually pay? Jerry loves to talk about how much money he'd spend to win another Super Bowl, but history tells a different story. Just last year, Rex Ryan claimed he would have been hired as defensive coordinator instead of Mike Zimmer if Jerry had been willing to pony up the cash. That reputation matters, and if the Cowboys truly want Brian Flores, they may have to enter a bidding war with Minnesota and possibly other teams. So the question becomes, is Jerry serious about winning, or is he just talking? Now, let's be fair, the Vikings don't want to lose Flores. Kevin O'Connell values what Flores brings, especially as a counterbalance to his more player-friendly leadership style. But Flores' hard-nosed, demanding approach hasn't always meshed perfectly with Minnesota nice. This could come down to money, control, and belief in the franchise's direction. Cowboys Nation, this isn't just about replacing a coordinator or cutting a player. This is about philosophy. Hiring Brian Flores would be Jerry Jones admitting the defense needs toughness, that accountability matters more than comfort, and that the status quo is no longer acceptable. Releasing Trevon Diggs is part of that same message. It's a statement that availability and consistency matter more than big names with injury concerns and attitude problems. This is the Cowboys trying to reset, trying to build something real. The question is, will they actually follow through, or is this just another false start in a decade of disappointment? Only time will tell.